Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader Homeworld Hive World Guide. Let's go.
Are you ready for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader? As I am. The Emperor protects.
The next world would be Hive World. So what is the Hive World Homeworld on your Rogue Trader? You are a main support in your team. You lead them by not dealing that much damage to enemies, but by buffing your allies and debuffing enemies. If you wanna play as a classic leader, Hive World should be the origin homeworld for the Rogue Trader. If you are into that type of stuff, I am personally, I love supports. The main feature would be strength in numbers for the Hive World. And the Hive World characters will gain Fellowship, Resolve if there are 3 or more creatures, allies or enemies in a 3 cell radius. They enhance their stats when there's a lot of enemies and allies around them, to make it short. Yet they suffer -2 penalty to resolve with no creatures around. When there's no one around you, then it's bad. You can't use your ultimate skills with resolve. Okay, you need to be a support that's in the mid of battle non-stop. Okay, surrounded by allies. You rely upon agility and upon fellowship. The bigger the fellowship, the stronger your buffs and debuffs are. The stronger your allies around you. Okay, you rely on a fellowship for your main stat. And now we get talents. The first one will be camaraderie. High world characters can pass willpower resist tests using their fellowship value instead, if the character fellowship is higher. Very good, especially in conversations. There's a lot of conversations in the game, skill checks, okay, where you're gonna need to use willpower to do something, to resist someone, okay, to resist influence of the void and so on, or of the demon, you know. In this case, you do not use willpower to roll, you use fellowship, and your fellowship is already huge enough because you picked to play as the High World, Homeworld Origin Rogue Trader. Good talent for conversations. The next one would be outnumber. If a high world character has melee superiority against the enemy, the effect is increased by +10. Now to make it short, and how does it work? Melee superiority. The more allies around you, and you play to be, you know, a leader, support with allies around you, so the more allies around you, the stronger you are. Okay, that's the passive with outnumber. The more of you are in a 3 cell radius, when you move together, the stronger you all are, especially your main character. Now what's the penalty? If there are more enemies than allies, then you receive a penalty, okay? Then you are weaker. There is that feature called melee superiority, and when there is a large creature, okay, those that occupy 4 tiles, there need to be 2 or 3 allies around it to receive melee superiority. Those that occupy only 1 tile, you need only 1 ally more to gain melee superiority. I hope I made myself clear how melee superiority works. The next one would be weapon personalization. All ranged weapons dealing physical damage have +1 damage, +1% arm pen, and +1 rate of fire, and -5 to recoil. You are expected to play as a ranged character, okay, as a fellowship high world support rogue trader. Good passive, it gives good benefits. The next talent would be Helping Hand. If a high world character starts their turn adjusting to an ally character, that high world character gains +2 movement points. Solid, okay. When you allocate your allies, you allocate them in cover, close by your main rogue trader, and they're gonna receive movement points. +2. So they can cover more ground, basically. If a high world character ends their turn close to allies, they all gain +2 movement points on their next turn. Even better, you end turn close to someone, everyone gets additional movement points for the next turn. Solid, supportive talent. And the last talent would be Fresh Start. High world characters gain 50% bonus to dodge against the first attack of opportunity every round. Well, if you intend to move and you need to move along with your allies towards enemies. Okay, you need to be surrounded by allies. If you play as a hive world, then you also need to dodge, and that means that very often you're gonna be in a situation where you're gonna trigger attacks of opportunity. This talent will make it a bit easier so they can actually miss you with attacks of opportunity.
Are you ready for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader? As I am. The Emperor protects.